What is going on, everybody? Thank you for clicking the link. This is your boy Crisis 20, where real tutorials will take you to the next level. Today, I have for you an Outriders Pyromancer build. This is a very fun build, guys. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You'll be taking a good chunk of health out of elites. Heck, maybe even damn near close to melting them. It's all about the low cooldowns. It's all about the lava. It's all about the eruptions for life, baby. This is what you guys will be learning today. First, we're gonna start off with the skills, the class tree, and then the inventory, where we're going to talk about the armor and then the weapons. Also, keep in mind that when you hear me call off numbers such as 65,944 or any specific numbers, just know that that number is not going to be the same for everybody's build. It factors a variety of things to get your damage output, so just keep that in mind. This build is an early build, guys. This particular build is meant for you guys to use as a guideline, as I will be making an updated video on this build, but it's going to be a little more seasoned. I don't have some of the necessary pieces, but it can be better, and I'll explain all of that later on in this video. So for my skills, I have Heat Wave, Eruption, and Overheat. Before I go into the skill tree, I want you guys to understand something. My skill tree is based on cooldown and anomaly power. All right, that's what I was focusing on this particular build. Okay, so let's go through the Pyromancer skill tree really quick. All right, so we're at the Pyromancer class tree. As you can see, I'm using the bottom tree, the Tempest tree, and let's go through the nodes. In this first node here, I have Magma Golem, and that just gives me max health by 10%. Then I have here Warm Up, reduce Ignite skills cooldown by 15%. I only went through Magma Golem just to get to Warm Up for the cooldown. I'm gonna go through the Pyromancer class and some of the nodes so that way you guys can understand where my logic is going when I'm hitting these nodes, all right? So I have here Archmage, increases your anomaly power by 10%. Then I have here World Ablaze, reduce cooldown of your explosive skills by 15%. Then I have another Archmage. Then I go up in the tree for Gifted, increases weapon damage and anomaly power by 5%. And I'm going up to Wildfire, decrease all your skill cooldowns by 10%. Then next up here, Mark's Cumulation, increase your skill damage by 8% against marked enemies. That's where Overheat comes in. All right, so Overheat is marking the enemies and I get that 8% skill damage. I have another Archmage, and then I went up to Extinction, increase damage by 20% against enemies below 30% health. Now I went with Gifted again, Archmage again, and then I went with Fire and Anomaly. Activating explosive skills increases your anomaly power by 12% for 10 seconds. Then I went to Unquenchable, increase your skills leech by 6%. Then I went to Archmage again. Then I have Conflagration, increase your resistance piercing by 15%. So I just went through that node just to get to here. Then I have here Flames That Burn Twice, increase damage against elites by 10%. And then I have here another cooldown, World Ablaze again. And then I have here Grave Ablaze, increase explosive skills base damage by 30%. So that's pretty much my build for the Pyromancer tree. All right, let's go to the packs points now. I went to the Pyromaniac tree. I have here Melting Pot, increase your resistance piercing by 15% when above 80% health and by 30% when below 40% health. So then I have here Master Exploder. Explosive skill damage is increased by 100% of your resistant piercing. So then I have here Convection. Reduce all skills cooldown by 4 seconds when all skills are on a cooldown. 3 seconds is the cooldown. Then I have here Conduction. Reduces your skill cooldowns by 15%. And then for the Arsonist, I have here activating skills has 30% chance to reset all skills The cooldown for this is a 5-second cooldown. So less cooldowns, resetting skills, resetting the cooldowns, they're all going to be doing more damage because you're going to be using the skill a lot more often than you normally would. So activating any skill has a 30% chance to reset all skills. Then you reduce all skill cooldowns by 4 seconds when all of your skills are on a cooldown. Guys, this is ridiculous. There's no way I'm choosing anything else. There's no way. You have to consciously remember to keep putting all of your skills on a cooldown. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, enough of that. Let's go to the Ascension tree. For the Ascension tree, I'm going to tell you guys what to level up for my particular build. This may be subjective on how you want to play your build and things like that. If you're thinking the way I'm thinking, I think it would make sense to do it this way. So the first thing you want to prioritize for your Ascension points is in the anomaly section. The first thing you want to put your Ascension points on is going to be anomaly power. The second thing is going to be anomaly damage. Third thing is going to be status power. After that, you want to go to the prowess section and put your points in cooldown reduction. And then from there, I would do critical damage. And then after that, I would do critical chance. I think everything else will be subjective. You could kind of do what you want and put your Ascension points wherever you want to. But this is just a guideline for what I'm doing. Oh, and by the way, if you guys are still here rocking with me right now, put a fire emoji in the chat, man. Let everybody know this is going to be a fire build, guys. I'm just getting halfway with it, but I hope you enjoyed the rest. But put that fire emoji down below, guys. So now let's move on to my inventory while I'll talk to you guys about the armor pieces and their mods and also the weapons and their mods, all right? As you can see here, I have 3 pieces out of the 5 for the Lava Lich set. It says here for the set bonus, increases damage of eruption by 100% and decreases its cooldown by 30%. So of course, that's what you want to go for first, right? You want to get the set to get the active bonus. Once you get the 3-piece set, you then want to get mods that will incorporate the eruption, right? Or all your skills for that matter. I didn't get a good roll for the helmet. So in the second mod slot, I swapped it out for the Pompeii. So I got an extra eruption. Then I lucked up on the 3rd mod slot. So I got the mod Infernal Wave, which increases 65,604 damage dealt to enemies from Heat Wave. Now remember, anytime you get a legendary mod or weapon, the mods that come with it are static. Let me rephrase. Armor mod slot 1 and 2 are static. Mod slot 3 is variable. So you will have to wait for you to get a good roll for the 3rd slot in order for you to better your build. So guys, don't be like me. I messed up on this particular piece. It had Magma Coat, which is an eruption mod, in the 2nd mod slot of the helmet. And I changed it out for Pompeii. I should have kept Magma Coat and I should have replaced Ascension Champion. So don't be like me. Then for the upper robe of the Lava Lich, I have the Phoenix Force, earn additional 9,397 anomaly power per status consumed by the skill for 8 seconds, and it stacks up to 10 times. So I have that there. And then it came with Giga Blast, increases the skill's radius by 100%. Honestly, this is not too bad by having Captain Hunter. All right, increase your damage against elites by 16%. So that's not bad, but I think I could possibly get a better roll. For the lower robe of the Lava Lich, I have improved damage, increases explosion damage by 120k. And then for the 2nd mod slot, I have Tidal Wave, which it just gives me another Heat Wave. And then for the 3rd mod slot, Head of the Ward, reviving allies also fully restores their health. I think that's pretty useful, but I would like to get a better roll. For the Tuka Bracers, I got Pants on Fire, increased by 97,331 the damage to enemies who were damaged by the skill, but did not have their status consumed. Then I swapped the 2nd mod slot out for Etna. So Etna's just giving me another eruption. Ideally, what you would want in here is an apocalyptic piece with a 3rd mod that matches my skills. So I'm still waiting for better bracers. And then for the boots, I have the boots of Akari. The mods here that I have is Master Consumer. The skill consumes either burn or ash status to deal damage. Consuming both at once increases the damage by 150%. Then I have in the second mod slot Detonator, decreases the skill cooldown by 50%. Detonator gives Overheat a 50% decrease in the skill's cooldown. And then for the third mod slot, I have here Perseverance Mutations. Whenever your health drops below 30%, increase your firepower by 31,455 for 5 seconds. I need to get better boots on this one. What I'm looking for the boots, either I would swap this piece out entirely for another piece that matches my skills for at least the first and second mod. And of course, I would like it to be apocalyptic so I can get that third mod. But I'm using this for now because it has the Master Consumer and the Detonator, and also it has the cooldown reduction. For the armor attributes, or at least this is what I'm looking for, you want to make sure you have anomaly power, status power, and cooldown reduction. Skill Life Leech is okay. Max health I really don't care about, but I have 3 pieces that already have skills Life Leech on it, so I want to focus on the remainder pieces of my armor. I'm hoping I can get these attributes on my hands and on my feet, so I'm hoping to get those attributes there to make up for the loss of cooldown in all 3 of these pieces. For the hands and the boots of the Lava Lich set, they do not come with anomaly power, so that's why I really don't want to get the rest of the set. However, both armor pieces do have cooldown reduction, but I'm trying to get as much anomaly power as possible. When it comes to the armor mods, you definitely want to take a couple of tier 1s and tier 3s. You definitely want to have Pompeii, and you definitely want to have Etna, so that way you can get your 2 eruptions. Again, you know, this is an early build, guys, so I'm still kind of playing around with this, but I might swap out this extra tidal wave for debris so I can deal additional damage. Next is increased duration. Increase the skill duration by 50%. The longer eruption is up, more damage is also going to be put out as well. And I'm experimenting right now with the volcanic dust mod. If I put out heat wave, right, and then I use the skill volcanic dust to cover enemies with ash, that then helps me with the level 3 master consumer, because I'm putting out burn and I'm putting out ash with the volcanic dust mod. And then after that I use overheat, so this way I get the increase of damage by 150%. So it's a lot of possibilities. Also, the anomaly echo, that'll be a good mod to have. So, you know, I'm still experimenting, guys. I'm just giving you guys some ideas to go off of, some things you can try, you know, experiment with your build a little bit. For the weapons and the mods attached to the weapons are going to be subjective. They're definitely going to be up to your preference. But if you want my recommendations that'll add towards this build, what I use is the Wicker, and since the Wicker already has ultimate Ashen bullets, I went ahead and swapped the second mod out for ultimate burning bullets. The reason why I went this route is because of the Master Consumer mod. The only thing is that with the Wicker, you pretty much have to single target every enemy to get the ash and the burn on that particular enemy. I would normally use the Wicker on bosses because it's a nice single target, and this way you can always get a guarantee 150% off of a boss or an elite. But keep in mind, you have to have the Master Consumer mod on your armor. So that's the main reason why I'm using that. And on top of that, I'm using Hair to the Desert. I'm using Violent Rupture to give myself another eruption. So basically, I would have 4 eruptions in total when I have this weapon out. Remember, it's the mod that's going off, not the actual skill, but when you're actually playing, it looks like an eruption. So hey, it's fun to see it in action, so why not? Another suggestion I would recommend for a weapon mod would be Firestorm's a good one, Claymore Torrent is another good one, Ultimate Anomaly Surge is another good one I like, and also Ultimate Storm Whip I also like as well. Fortress is definitely a good one. It's an old school favorite. You definitely want to make sure you have Mage's Rage. All right, guys, critical shots grant a 10% anomaly power bonus for 15 seconds, and it stacks up to 4 times. Guys, if you get this right here, definitely swap to this weapon mod if you can. It'll definitely help out your anomaly power when going on your ventures. So those are the weapon mods that I'm kind of looking for, things like that, you know, just experiment. So what I'm trying to say is this: Eruptions is going to be your main skill. You're going to keep using Eruption until it's on its cooldown. You then want to use your weapon that has the Violent Rupture mod, so this way you have a 4th Eruption after that. So basically you can just keep going and going and going off of just Eruptions alone. Then after that, you then want to use either Heat Wave or the Wicker for your Ash bullets, because the Heat Wave is going to give you the burn and the Wicker gun is going to give you your Ash bullets. Then you can use your Overheat once you apply Ash and Burn on a subject. Now, keep in mind, Overheat is meant to spam. You're going to spam Overheat all the time. But when it comes to tough calls and things like that, just know when you get to bosses or elites, then that's when the Heat Wave and the Wicker will come into play. So that's kind of how you want to go about this build. So just as proof, here's the damage here. As you can see, this guy's a level higher than me, but I doubled the damage. And then the next example, this guy here, his average level is a 57, I'm 54, and I damn near almost tripled what he did. But guys, this build works, okay? This is proof. This build is the truth. So yeah, man, it's really up to you what you want to do when it comes to the weapons and the weapon mods. Like the video if you liked what you saw here today. Leave a comment down below if you want to add anything to my build, what is more useful, what you found useful. Again, this is not the end all be all. This is just a simple guideline for you guys just to go off of, and you can kind of do your own thing. If not, leave fire emojis in the chat like always. If you guys want to check out my other tutorials, just check out this video right here.